So when playing the victim goes wrong, this next story is just out of control. The whole Chrissy Teigen story and fashion designer Michael Costello, he's trying to call her out for bullying him to the point of him contemplating suicide. And ever since he did that, scores of women, Black women, have been coming forward talking about their experiences with Mr. Costello. Maxie J, a Black female designer, exposed a terrible encounter she had where she claims he called her an N-word bitch. Singer Leona Lewis revealed that she had a traumatizing experience with Costello after he made her feel insecure because she wasn't the required body type for his fashions. What are your thoughts on Michael Costello's attempt to call her out? Also, Fallon of Real Housewives of Atlanta, whose husband is now marrying Portia while he's still married to Fallon, but he's engaged to Portia. She also had an experience with Michael Costello saying basically, he was very rude to her. She wrote like this long post. What are your thoughts on this? What do y'all think?
Let me tell you something. If Sharon Osbourne didn't teach us one thing, it was to mind your business in the midst of other people's scandal, whether you got something negative or positive to contribute. Now, the thing that gets me with Michael Costello is your last name is Costello. Okay, you ain't white by any stretch of the imagination. And it kills me when persons of color, and see, that's another thing. That's why I don't subscribe to this people of color thing. We're not all in one basket. You know what I'm saying? There is a complete anti-Black sentiment that runs deep throughout the United States, and other minorities and persons of color, they come to this country and adopt that. Everybody wants to be everything except Black. He got that from somewhere. He got it from his industry. In order to be on par with his industry, you have to be anti-Black to a degree. And he's adopted that. This is not the first, second, third time that I've heard about Michael Costello. I know a lot of people in the industry, fashion people, who have told me some very similar horror stories about Michael Costello. I find it funny that you tried to jump in on this Chrissy Teigen stuff for whatever reason, and it's personal. And see, here's how God fixed you. Because you thought you were going to use your platform and put a little extra stank on it, talking about you were traumatized and committing suicide. Boy, you a sissy in the United States of America. That little bit of mess that she said to you, if you didn't kill yourself when you was in elementary school from being a sissy, whatever the hell Chrissy Teigen had to say to you was not finna send your ass over the goddamn Golden Gate Bridge. Cut it out. You tried to put 20 on 10, all right, and it backfired on your ass. And another thing before I get off the line, Eva Marshall, you already losing jobs left and right, and you barely holding on over there at Ricky Smiley. You need to mind your BI business, okay? Just because you had a pleasant experience with Michael Costello, and the only reason why you, Black woman, had a pleasant experience is because you was a woman of status and he saw something in you that he could leverage and benefit from. But just because you had a positive experience does not negate or minimize the experience or the truth in what these other people are saying. The last person that jumped to somebody's defense blindly lost their job, aka Sharon Osbourne. Shut the hell up and sang the church announcements with Sister Bernice and carpet munching eating ass Brett and Ricky Smiley and Gary ass, and stay up out of Michael Costello and Leona Lewis damn business. Your husband is over there a lawyer, but he ain't doing that much damn law in Atlanta. You need your damn job. And all them kids and court cases you got with Kevin, who keep trying to come find y'all, and you got to keep moving every 2 weeks because he crazy and looking for y'all. You need your little piece of job. So mind your business and let this thing play out the way it need to play out.
I'm minding my business. Go ahead, Al.
Listen, the reason why what he says makes no sense whatsoever. Like, it's so funny because I started my career in the fashion industry as a private banker too. Like I shared on the show before, with all the main photographers, all the main models or whatever were clients of mine. this shadiness exists all up and down the fashion industry. You know, Naomi Campbell talks about it frequently about her experience in the fashion industry, but as it relates to him calling people out, especially like making Fallon feel bad because her body wasn't the body type of a model, and the other Black designer for being a Black designer. Listen, he's worked with Beyonce, he's worked with Toni Braxton, he's worked with J-Lo, he's worked with Alicia Keys, he worked with Cardi B, Nicki Minaj, and Kim Kardashian. All of them don't have a zero body, period. And that's what the fashion industry values. But what they do have is status, and that's what he is addicted to. But unfortunately, like you said, this is when his, what did you call it, went wrong? Wanting status?
Playing the victim.
Playing the victim went wrong. First of all, he's got a mental issue going on, if you ask me, considering how he is up and down people's comments on people's Instagram. And the way he treated that young lady in that fabric shop is 100% unacceptable. You do not put your hands on a Black woman, and you do not call any Black person Black, Niggah. Okay? In general, I think he should be canceled, period. If you want to exercise the cancel culture, let's exercise it today on him.
And I feel like, and people might get mad at me about this, but I have never cared about the fake attempts to cancel me. I'm going to say this. I'm going to speak what I think. The people that came for Chrissy Teigen, yes, Chrissy Teigen was wrong with her conversation with that then 16-year-old girl. Let's just put that away. We all know that. Let's table that. She's admitted it. She's paid a dear price, a hefty price for that. Do y'all feel differently? And we got to go to break, but do y'all feel differently about how people have been kind of canceling Chrissy Teigen, knowing that she was, her venom from Michael Costello was in defense of Black women? Does it deserve a relook, a revisit? Because I'm all for people freedom fighting in the name of what's right, and going ham on people for them being F-ups. You know what I mean? And she was doing this to him.
Right.
And then he, you know what I mean? And now that we know the full story, I kind of look at it a little differently. Like she's like a vigilante for kind of justice, I think.
If she didn't have so many offenses, I would agree with you, Claudia. But that young lady got quite a few offenses. It's not one, it's not two, it's not five, it's not 10. She got way too many offenses for me to come back to this one situation and say she was defending him, and it was a Black woman that she was defending as well. No. I think we all know, based on how she is totally dialing it all back and taking responsibility, that this isn't hinged on one incident. This is hinged on a career of being rude and nasty to get attention.
You know, I think we pick and choose what the rude and nasty people that we support, because there's plenty of reality stars and the radio personalities that we all, and Al, you're friends with one of the major offenders of this, okay? We think it's cute. Wait. Let me finish real quick. We think it's cute from certain people, but then certain other people, we don't like them. So we demonize them more. And I'm just all about fairness. And I think people have said a lot way worse things if we keep it in a buck.
You're right. If you want to keep it a buck, though, my friend has always kept it real. She didn't start off being something and then change to be something else. My friend has been consistent in her brand all along the way, all 15 years of it. So it wasn't like she presented one thing and then because she wanted to be in a higher status and in a different realm, she started to present a different way. One thing you can't say about that woman is that she has been inconsistent in her brand.
And you have more than one friend that I'm referring to, but
this feel real personal.
It is, but here's let me just say this. Let me speak my truth. Chrissy didn't just start becoming like this. I worked with Chrissy Teigen on Deal or No Deal when she was an alternate model. Okay, that girl had the same exact feisty shit talking personality as she has now, but now she's on a bigger platform and people are just acute. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like
I think the other issue too is that she built a brand based on selling Pampers, sheets, and Tide. You know what I'm saying? Right. She misrepresented herself. I think that if she would have come out and built a brand that was consistent with who she truly is, that she wouldn't be in trouble. Like I know for a fact, Funky Dineva, I could never sell JCPenney products. I'm never gonna get a JCPenney sponsorship, but I'll get an Absolute Vodka sponsorship. I'm never gonna get a Gerber baby sponsorship, but I'll get a Ciroc sponsorship. The problem is with her, she was trying to sell sheets and flowers and Pampers when she really needed to be selling vodka and condoms.
Right, exactly.
So y'all who are new to Chrissy Teigen, she's always been like this, y'all. She just got put in a mainstream position because of who she married. Chrissy Teigen, if you go back to her Twitter, I mean, we're seeing it now. Go back 10 years. She's been talking this shit for, listen, I'm not apologizing for her foul behavior. I don't think it's right to tell anybody to kill themselves, although that was a joke that a lot of people told 10 years ago, but she said it to a teenager. It wasn't right. I'm not defending it. I'm just saying we are so funny style, how it's okay over here. It's okay over here. But I'm just always about fairness. That's just my thing. I'm sorry. But what about the show? We can agree to disagree. That's it. We don't got to all be on the same page. You know what I'm saying?
No,
Tomato.